If there's one character that is most notorious in the Star Wars Expanded Universe, it has to be Grand Admiral Thrawn. We first met him in Legends, and now he plays a prominent role in canon after being introduced in Star Wars Rebels. He's one of the most dreaded opponents in all of the Galactic Empire, and that's saying a lot because he's not a Force user and he's not physically intimidating. He uses his brain to win battles, not his physical or military might. For example, he analyzes other cultures' art in order to learn how to defeat them in battle. Like, who else does that, Imperial or otherwise? Thrawn is a great character that deserves to be explored as much as possible. Luckily for you, I've got all the details on how to get to know the Grand Admiral in the Expanded Universe. Hey everyone, my name is Emma Park. I'm a content creator here at Youtini, and today we're going to be discussing Grand Admiral Thrawn. But before we dive into it, let's hear from today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by Audible. As you've probably heard from all of us at Youtini, we absolutely love Star Wars audiobooks. And since we're talking about Thrawn today, why not check out a book starring the Grand Admiral himself? Keep watching this video for a list of the most popular books featuring Thrawn, and these include audiobooks as well. If you haven't tried audiobooks before, we have a deal for you. You can get a free trial of Audible through Youtini, and your first book is completely free. Just head to audibletrial.com/Youtini. All right, let's get into it. If you like books about the Empire, then you'll love any book with Thrawn in it. Like mystery? Thrawn is for you. How about warfare and strategy? Yep, you'll like that too. Basically, if you like anything about Star Wars, you're gonna like something about Thrawn. Thrawn has a crazy way of solving military challenges using extremely unorthodox methods. He's like the Sherlock Holmes of Star Wars. He can analyze a situation, find a solution that no one else would think of to surprise his opponents. I don't think there's a more intelligent character in Star Wars in terms of military strategy. Let's recap his background. Thrawn is a Chiss. His distinct blue skin and red eyes make him stand out from the mostly human Empire. He served in the Chiss Defense Fleet in the Chiss Ascendancy, but he's mostly known for his time in the Empire. His strategy as a leader is to get to know the opposition to have the best chances of victory. This is a very cerebral approach compared to the other leadership in the Empire. Alright, so that was a very basic overview of Thrawn. Now let's talk about where you can find him in Star Wars content. We'll start with where you can find Thrawn on screen. This is going to be a very short section because he doesn't appear in any movies. However, he does play a very prominent role in the later seasons of Star Wars Rebels. In Rebels, he showed all of the traits he had in the books: intelligence, patience, and a healthy respect for his enemies. Now let's talk about where you can find him in books. This is where the character originated, so as you can expect, there is plenty of EU content surrounding him. Every book starring Thrawn is written by the legendary Timothy Zahn, so the tone and voice sound very consistent throughout, whether you're reading canon or Legends. Starting with Legends, the first time we ever see Thrawn is in Heir to the Empire. This book is the first in a trilogy with Dark Force Rising and The Last Command. This trilogy takes place in 9 ABY and shows Grand Admiral Thrawn leading a campaign to take down the New Republic. These books are legendary to say the least, and are some of the most well-known books in the Star Wars galaxy. Next up is the Hand of Thrawn duology, made up of Spectre of the Past and Vision of the Future. Thrawn must really have a thing for series because first he was in a trilogy and now he's in a duology. The duology takes place in 19 ABY and deals with a conspiracy against the New Republic and brings back Thrawn, who was thought to be dead. The last Legends book we'll mention is Outbound Flight, which backtracks to 27 BBY. It centers around the Outbound Flight project, which is led by Jedi Master Joruus C'baoth. The goal of this project was to venture into the unknown regions to discover new planets and new species. Darth Sidious senses a threat here, and he finds Thrawn in the Chiss Ascendancy. This book shows some of Thrawn's very first interactions with the Republic, as well as giving us more details on the Chiss Ascendancy. Moving on to canon now. Star Wars Rebels is canon, and there are 3 books joining it in canon: Thrawn, Thrawn Alliances, and Thrawn Treason. These books essentially comprise Thrawn's origin story. The Empire finds Thrawn, decides he might be useful to them, and he joins the Imperial Academy. Eli Vanto, another Imperial cadet, knows his language and is able to translate for him. Throughout these books, we get to see Thrawn's skills grow and evolve, and we get to join him on many missions. These books are crucial to our understanding of the canon character of Thrawn. And if you're into comics, the first Thrawn book was adapted into a 6-issue miniseries. That'll do it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed our character spotlight on Grand Admiral Thrawn. As always, if you'd like to help support Youtini, links to all of the books mentioned in this spotlight are in the description below. If you want to take a deep dive into the books, check out The Living Force, the official podcast of Youtini, and it's also known as Thrawn's favorite podcast. Or catch the live show every Monday night at twitch.tv/Youtini_US. Visit us online at youtini.com for timelines, reading guides, and book profiles for every single story in the Star Wars galaxy. If you want to help Youtini out more directly, visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/Youtini. And if you need a positive group of Star Wars fans in your life, check out our Discord at youtini.com/Discord. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.